Kevin, you're here, I'm here, Jenny's here, it's here. What's it, you ask?
Game
you
of
didn't
Thrones.
ask? No, it's Star Wars.
Oh, okay.
Star Wars episode 9. We've been talking about this for so long.
You've been talking about it for so long.
Guys, come on.
I'm
very
so
excited.
By the way,
Yes.
hi, Jenny.
Hi.
Hi, bud.
Hi, guys.
Welcome to Trailer Hitch, everyone.
We are going to be talking about Star Wars Episode 9.
Yes.
This is a huge trailer that dropped. We're going to be dissecting it, giving you our full, unfiltered thoughts on it.
All those things.
All the things.
We will lightly touch on Lion King. We'll lightly touch on Hobbs Shaw and Child's Play.
There's a new Child's Play trailer, too. Yeah,
we're going to just briefly touch on those. But before we get into all of that, we do have a theme song.
Let's get into the theme song first.
You can't haul your stuff without a trailer hitch. Trailer hitch.
Turn the lights and grab a seat. Pour yourselves a whiskey neat. It's time to judge the shit out of these future releases by the movie trailers. We're trailer hits. This movie might totally suck, but the whiskey sure is going down fine. Yeah, we're trailer hits.
So welcome to Trailer Hitch, everyone, which is a movie trailer podcast.
Yep.
Not specifically a Star Wars podcast, no matter
correct.
how badly I keep trying to convince Kevin to make it one.
It's exhausting.
but
It's
yeah.
a never-ending fight.
But we are here to talk about Star Wars today.
I can't wait.
And we're all really excited about it. Kevin lets me do this like 2 or 3 times a year, and I'm just endlessly grateful
Well, we also
to him.
We also do the Conquest, where we
Yes.
do all the trailers from the Con Film Festival. That's the one you give me.
That's my
And
bone to Kevin,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Wait. So what do you give me?
Jenny gets every episode
That she wants to come
that
on.
she wants to come on.
Oh, great.
Great.
So I run the show.
You run the show, essentially.
Basically.
Yes.
So,
You provide recording space for us.
yeah, like Kevin said before the wonderful theme song you heard, we do have a few trailers just to touch base on real quick, and then we'll focus only on Star Wars. Let's dive into these, and by dive in, I mean dip our toes into these trailers.
It's really a toenail.
It's a toenail dipping.
Yeah.
First and foremost, Lion King. Okay, Lion King. What do you think, Jenny?
I love Lion King, and I'm super excited. I think it looks fantastic.
Looks pretty good, right?
Yeah, it was one of my favorite Disney movies growing up. My short, tiny, itty-bitty qualm is that I wish Scar looked a bit more distinctive. In this one,
He had a black mane.
He had a black mane, yeah. So in this one, I was like, I think that's Scar, but is that Mufasa? Like, what's happening? Because I don't know who's voicing who yet, so I'm like, oh, okay, so this is Scar. It took me a second.
Sure.
So that was my only qualm.
That was a general issue I had with it. I think when you're going for full photorealism like that, was I think fine for Jungle Book.
Yeah.
But then once you get to Lion King, where like a good 30 to 40% of your cast is the same species.
Or lions, yeah.
It can kind of get difficult to distinguish. And certainly toward the end of the trailer, I was like, is that fucking Simba or is that Scar?
Exactly.
Yeah,
I had to
it
really
was
squint
hard.
for
Yeah.
it.
But yeah, otherwise I really liked it. We finally got to see some animals talking with their mouth moving and the words coming out of it.
And
Like,
a
that's pretty exciting.
tiny little bit of music
Yep.
which at the end, which I can't wait for.
So this is a need to see it still for me.
Need to see.
Need to see more?
Need to see more for
Oh,
Kevin. Fair enough.
boo.
Sorry.
All right, moving on. We are now talking about Child's Play.
Good night, Andy.
Great, this is Child's Play. Jenny, you are our resident horror movie buff for sure. So
you were
what-
the only one who knew what we were talking about during our Cult of Chucky review, so we should be entirely different.
so your thoughts of the Child's Play?
I have my worries. When Aubrey Plaza first got cast, I was a little bit excited, but in this trailer, all I see is like April Ludgate and Andy Dwyer had a child, and now she's raising it on her own. She's very like there's not very distinct difference between how she plays both characters. And she just feels like more of an older sister versus like a mom. So I thought maybe that direction was not there.
I mean, I disagree. I actually see her as a mom in it. Like, I didn't see April. So I
Okay.
thought that was interesting. But did you like anything in the trailer?
I'm excited for the prospect of Mark Hamill being Chucky. I was a little worried it would be more of like his Joker voice, but
Yeah.
the little bit that we got seems very different. So I'm excited about that, and we haven't really seen much of Chucky himself in the trailer, which I can appreciate. Definitely a need to see more for me.
I'm still at a need to see more.
I'm
with
very
this
much at
one,
a need
too,
to
I
see
think.
more. I kind of dug the immense amount of chaos that happened throughout the trailer, like right toward like the end. It is just
Carnage.
whoever,
Right.
anyone who could
Totally.
die is gonna die.
Absolutely.
And I was like, oh, this is really intense.
Yeah.
That said, Chucky is kind of like removed from said chaos. It's all like traps he's made for people, or it's like people
Right.
reacting in the toy store.
Yeah. I liked the voice, though, and I thought that was a good moment. This movie looks like my nightmare because it's literally about, turning every aspect of your life into, putting that in the hands of AI and how it'll completely destroy everything.
That is one thing I did really like about it, is that they kind of use New World technology, like an Alexa, and paired it with this Chucky movie, making it very modern versus just a reboot from the 70s.
Yeah,
or 80s.
Yeah,
Gotta make it a little
So-
different,
Yeah,
a little
and
new.
I really liked that.
Because I know in the original series, it's voodoo, which not many of us are connected to.
Sure.
Yeah, right.
But AI, I mean,
But-
like, I got that shit on my phone.
But
Yeah.
this is more realistic, so now we
Yeah.
can actually be worried.
Exactly.
Before voodoo was just nothing.
Yeah. Okay, so that's Child's Play.
Yeah,
and
I'm still at a need to see more.
Yeah,
of it, too.
wonderful.
Need to see more. Ding, 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 ding,
Ding,
ding.
ding. We have one more thing to talk about, and it's Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Hobbs and Shaw.
Well, all right.
Great, that's Hobbs and Shaw. Kevin, let's start with you this time.
One of the trailers super long, and I feel like I've
It is
seen
really
like
long. You're
70.
right.
It's so long.
I feel like I saw 70 to 80% of the movie. Like,
Yeah.
especially once we get to The Rock's home, I'm like, this really feels like this is the end of the movie. And if that's the case, I should not be watching this right now.
Yeah, it feels like there's still gonna be plenty of like bonkers shit that they didn't show us.
Well, and yeah,
but like
from the first trailer we watched, like we saw that and we were like, we're kind of taking it on its own merit that like we're not seeing all of the ridiculous shit. And then we saw this trailer and it was like, there was more ridiculous shit.
there was a lot more.
Yeah.
And I believe that there's more even beyond this.
Damn straight.
So I say it about every Fast and Furious trailer I see, that how great I think it looks. And I haven't seen one in a really long time, even though I'm giving them need to see it. This one, I actually am like, I want to see this. Their chemistry, because Vin Diesel is just, he doesn't do it for me on screen. He's not very engaging or exciting to watch.
Have him only say 3 words and have him play a trilo. That's fine.
That is fine.
I know what
Jason
you're saying.
Statham and The Rock look awesome
Well,
together.
yeah, it's because The Rock's character in that franchise is basically a living version of The Simpsons McBain. And, like, he can do anything, and you see that in this trailer.
Yeah. Jenny, what did you think?
Yeah.
So I've only seen like one Fast and the Furious movie in my life, so I mean I don't have any like background to this, but as its own movie, it looks like a ton of fun. They're really funny, like when they were in the separate glass rooms.
Yeah.
That was really great, and I really think shortly thereafter he should have ended it, but the trailer was
It's
way
too long.
too long.
I agree.
Like, I was really engaged, and then I was like, I'm done. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
because
need more.
all three of us were like, we want to start talking about Star Wars, so it's like this is going on a little long. I understand, guys. You don't need to say it. I read you loud and clear.
Yeah.
So what do you give this one, Jenny?
I mean, the comedy looks fun, but at this point, it'd probably be a never need to see. But I'm looking forward to seeing another trailer.
Okay, great, Kevin.
Movies a need to see this particular trailer, though, and that's what we do here is we
That's
look
what
at the
we do.
trailers themselves. The trailer itself is a need to see more.
That's
just
fair.
because it does show me what I feel like is way too much of the movie.
I think that's fair. I'm giving this a need to see it because I still feel like it withheld enough that there will be a lot of excitement there. So it's a need to see it for me.
Wait, Kevin. So it showed too much, yet it's a need to see more. What more do you need?
I guess a shorter trailer?
Need to see less. Kevin is giving
I'm
his
very
first,
much at a need to see
his
less.
first need to see less.
Do you want to talk about Star Wars?
Let's dive into this, guys. Star Wars Episode 9, and we actually have a title this time. So leading into the audio, Jenny, do you want to do the honors of the title of Star Wars?
Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker.
We've passed on all we know. 1,000 generations live in you now. But this is your fight. We'll always be with you. No one's ever really gone.
this trailer got a rise out of people. This was Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. It is episode 9. This is directed by J.J. Abrams. It is co-written by him and Chris Terrio and Colin Trevorrow. Is the IMDb still accurate?
No, that's definitely not accurate. I'm pretty sure they totally trashed his script.
Whew. Okay. Just speaking as someone who's seen the Book of Henry, this is starring
All of us have.
Yeah.
Daisy Ridley, Oscar Isaac, Lupita Nyong'o, Mark Hamill, Adam Driver, Kerry Russell, Billy D. Williams, Damo Gleason, Kelly Marie Tran. There are so many people. Let's just get into
The
it.
late great Carrie Fisher too.
Late great Carrie
We gotta
Fisher.
say that her last sort of movie.
Yeah.
Like she's
R.I.P.
actually in it. All right, so let's dive into this. Okay, first and foremost, guys, this isn't just a normal episode of us reviewing a trailer. Jenny, our Bad Movie Correspondent and
Hello.
social media manager, my roommate, the one, the only, and I, James, the
Do you
other
want me
one.
to throw a few adjectives onto you?
No, I'm good. The bastard of Winterfell. No,
The cunning, the
Yeah.
wise.
The wise. We went to Star Wars Celebration in Chicago.
Yes, we did.
This was a 5-day event. I kind of had this idea to take Trailer Hitch, the presence of Trailer Hitch, to Chicago. We're going to watch the trailer, we're going to react to it live, and we're going to get others' reactions in the moment, in the heat of it, in the exciting arena that we were filled in
Yes.
to the brim with.
So we were in the big arena with JJ and Daisy and John Boyega.
We were there, man.
All of them.
We were there.
We were there with all of them. We were there when the trailer first premiered, and it was awesome.
We gathered a lot of intel as Trailer Hitch. We handed out free business cards so that people know about our podcast, and that's really exciting. Before we give our ratings of this trailer, and I can tell you guys are just brimming, you're on the edge of your seats. We're going to actually cut
I've actually
to...
been standing for a couple minutes. Yeah.
We're actually going to cut to a little bit of a fun montage of us actually recording people's reactions live at Celebration. The diehards, man. The crazies, like we called them in the last episode.
Did we call them that?
I mean, I called them that, and then you said, oh, James, you're a crazy.
Okay.
So we're going to just throw it to this little thing real quick, and then we'll be back for our ratings.
Jenny and I are here at Star Wars Celebration 2019 in Chicago, and we are here for Trailer Hitch, covering the reaction of the fans here of Star Wars Episode 9. We got to see it, the trailer live in the panel, in the giant arena, and we just had an incredible time, and we're going to talk to some people here. All right, what do you have to say about it?
I'm excited AF. I don't have anything else to say. I'm excited.
That's all you need to say.
It's gonna be awesome.
It's so exciting.
It was amazing. Never been to a panel like this before, so it was great. And the title.
The title, right?
And I love the droids. The new little droid.
Yeah, it looks
It's cool.
so cute.
And some more creatures. Great. Amazing.
Oh, it was unexpected. It was surprising. Definitely one of the best teaser trailers I've seen stylistically, and it just left you wanting more. But yet, I'm okay until December.
Can I cuss?
You can cuss, yeah.
Dude, it was fucking amazing.
It was fucking amazing.
Had me on the edge of my seat the whole time. Like seeing Rey, how powerful she's gonna be fucking powerful.
flip.
Kylo's in for some shit,
I
man.
know, watch out.
I thought it was epic. I think that's like the best word to describe it. Usually a teaser trailer shows us something, little bits and a taste of what the movie's gonna be, which this did, but I think it's gonna be hard to top, and I think JJ's actually gonna do.
You think he's gonna pull it off?
Yeah.
I'm here with 2 X-Wing pilots. All right, what is your name, sir?
My name's Alex. I Echo 5 Delta in the Rebel Legion. The thing that really kind of stuck out for me the most was Lando's return. I had no idea that Billy D. Williams was cast for this. He wanted to do it. And to see him piloting the Falcon again, that was definitely the highlight for me in that trailer, and just can't wait to see more.
The ending definitely got to me. Like, that look on your friend's face was priceless. I was not expecting that.
That's why we're here, for moments like that.
Absolutely. I just hope, it just, with The Last Jedi, we got fooled before, but I'm hoping, that this is going to be really good, so.
Oh my god, I can't believe it. I am still wheeling from seeing the trailer, and I loved it. Rey is such a badass. Kylo is a badass.
So many badasses.
So many badasses. I love the name, but then Palpatine at the end, it took me a minute. I had to watch the trailer again to really know it was him. Initially, I just didn't believe it. And then at Celebration, when he came out on stage and said, "Roll it again," I was like, oh my god, it was him.
pure joy, excitement, intrigue. It's a perfect teaser trailer. I think there's a lot to the title. Rise of Skywalker doesn't necessarily mean one person. And I love the addition of the Emperor in some capacity coming back.
Let the theorizing begin, am I right?
No one's ever really gone.
Well, I'm here with Lord Vader. What did you think?
The Emperor lives.
The Emperor lives.
Well, what did you think of that, Kevin?
I loved it.
Kevin hasn't heard it yet at the moment of this recording.
I will say genuinely thank you to all of the people who did lend us your opinions, your thoughts, your voices. And by the way, please feel free to do that for whatever trailer you want. If you would like us to, we are more than happy to read that out on the air. If you send us a little voice clip, maybe we can cut it in. But yeah, for those people who gave us immediate thoughts, that ruled. Thank you.
So just a quick thanks to the people who lended their voice. First and foremost to Ken Knapsack, who I know from Collider, but he does a whole bunch of other stuff. He was gracious enough to lend his opinion immediately right after in the arena. Huge thanks to him. Huge thanks to Alex and Chris, the X-Wing pilots, who I found on the floor.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service. Alex and Matt from Cleveland.
Whoop, whoop.
Jessica, Alex from Chicago. Grant from Australia.
Oh, shit.
And then the Dark Lord of the Sith himself, Darth Vader.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was Darth Vader. He had a kilt on, but...
well, fuck, if he can come back, then the Emperor surely can.
Wait. What about me?
And last, but certainly not least...
But I was last.
We were going to...
Damn it, she's right. It was Jenny. So big thank you to everyone who helped create that fun little montage. And yeah, I just want to thank everyone at Celebration. Jenny and I...
We had so much fun. It was our first one.
Yeah.
And it was exhausting, but it couldn't have gone any better.
Yeah, and the Star Wars fans that came out and were there could not have been nicer and more welcoming, and it was just a really great environment. Should we dive into it?
Yeah.
Great. Should I start or should you guys start?
I'm so surprised you're giving this so much pep time with how excited you
I
are
know.
right now.
I'm going to let you guys kick it off. Kevin.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I liked it. So I think that the sequel...
The sequel trilogy?
Yeah, the
sequel trilogy, yeah.
Yeah, all of the trailers for these movies have all kind of carried the same format. I think especially the similarities are in the 7 and 8 trailer.
Okay.
We're going to start with heavy breathing, and we're going to start with someone popping into frame, and then we're going to build to like this crazy and amazing space battle that's happening, or just with spaceships. And then we're going to cap it with, like, you get one shot of a character that you really like. And that remains here. I mean, we don't have Daisy Ridley popping into frame, but we get the breathing, and she's in the desert.
Yes.
So, enough similarities with 7. That said, this has been the first trailer since the first 7 trailer, the teaser.
With John Boyega popping up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where I was like, oh, I'm pretty excited for this right now. Even though I think it does carry a lot of similarities, I think just like in score and in mood, there is at least enough different here. This definitely feels more triumphant, and there's a bit more hope in this versus like the 8 trailer or...
For the most part. Until literally the last second, which we'll talk about in a bit.
We will talk about
We'll
that.
talk about that. So, great. Okay, I just wanted your general... Before we jump to Jenny...
Yeah, overall I liked it. I mean,
Awesome.
like, I'll be able to give some, like some critiques and
Yes.
stuff, but let's gush for a bit.
Yeah, let's gush. Jenny, gush. Go.
So, as you guys will hear from Star Wars Celebration, James got my immediate reaction after the trailers, but now that I've digested a bit more, I'm still just as in love with the trailer as I was when I first saw it. I love the title. I think it's ambiguous, and we don't know what exactly it means, and I'm still kind of in awe of it. I think Daisy Ridley looks like a freaking badass jumping over the ship.
Preach.
Yeah, there's this weird contingent of Star Wars fans that think that Daisy Ridley is too overpowered. And it appears as if J.J. Abrams heard that criticism and is like, fuck you, she can jump over a ship. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I mean, the trailer gives us so much, but it gives us so little at the same time.
It's a teaser. Like, there's no qualms about it. It's a teaser.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I loved it, and I'm very excited for the movie, and I can't wait to see what JJ has in store for the final movie for this 3-part act, as Kathleen Kennedy said.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait.
All right, so my turn. I really loved every aspect of it. We'll talk about the thing that we haven't revealed yet, even though everyone knows what it is. Should we just do it right now? 3, 2, 1, who's in it?
Palpatine. His cackling at the end was quite exciting, and even at a Star Wars Celebration after the trailer was done, Ian McDiarmid himself came out on stage and told, them to roll it again.
Demanded that they roll the trailer again for us, because we were so thirsty as fans.
Exactly. So then they rolled it again, and initially that was like my confirmation that was actually his cackling, because in the moment I was like, what? Confusion.
Yeah. Like you said, all happy things in this trailer. It was hope. It was in the title, Rise. Like, it just had a sense of...
God, that score swells.
Yeah,
so
swell
much.
and just overwhelming happiness and hope. Until the laugh. And then you just go, what?
Let's also talk about the last visible shot of seeing the Death Star 2. It's a good connection, because it's like, all right, the Death Star, a piece of it is still out there, and now the Emperor's back, probably as a Force ghost is our best
in some
guess.
capacity. We're not sure how
I was
yet.
kind of contemplating. I was wondering if, we had Luke interacting with Ghost Yoda in The Last Jedi. Is there just going to be a scene where Kylo Ren is feeling bummed, and then Ghost Emperor comes in and burns down the second Death Star and is like, don't worry about it, guys.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I'm hoping Palpatine visits Rey, and I really love the idea of Rey being a descendant of Palpatine, and there's something going on that way. Now, that's my own personal opinion. I love that idea, because then it really stems that even though you're lineage may have been Sith and evil, doesn't always mean you have to be. Or if Rey becomes evil, I wouldn't mind that either. That kind of sounds cool, but it's a lot to put in one final movie, so I'm thinking that's not going to happen.
I mean,
I wouldn't hold your breath on Rey becoming evil.
No,
in this movie.
it's not going to happen, but I just kind of like the idea of Rey being a descendant of Palpatine in some way. So I personally don't think he's going to visit Kylo. I think he's going to visit her. But we don't know.
Mine was a joke, but yours
I know.
makes way more sense.
Yes.
But as Jenny was saying, you're right. The shot of the Death Star ruins, just like in an ocean, leading into the cackling laugh, I thought was a perfect tie-in and leading us down the path of, okay, you were up real high on this trailer, and we're about to bring you down with just of what is gonna happen. Oh shit.
And I also think there needs to at least be an iota of conflict in the trailer.
Of course there does.
Because it's we do have Kylo. It's such a Kylo thing to do, but him fucking gluing his helmet together like a dork.
Yeah. Exactly.
You have stuff like that, but I think you do need kind of a bigger punch, and that's what the Emperor laughed.
And what better punch in conflict than the character who has been in the prequels, the original trilogy, and now to sum it up in the sequel trilogy.
And I think that's a really solid point. To have a character that's literally had a presence of evil in every single step of the trilogy. What's a trilogy of a trilogy?
It's a saga.
It's tri-trilogy?
It's the trilogy. It's a trilogy.
Tri-trilogy.
A tri-trilogy.
Yeah.
It's the saga. And honestly, they've been saying it for a while that this is the last movie in the Skywalker saga. That's what they've been calling it. What better way to tie it in than making the threat the same essential threat for the first 6 movies? It's kind of brilliant to bring that threat back and say, this is the ultimate threat of the universe. And that is what will tie this whole saga together, instead of making these sequel trilogy films feel a little too separate. Yes, Luke Skywalker is involved, and the Skywalker lineage is involved, but the overall threat of Palpatine being involved in some way, shape, or form, I thought was brilliant. And it was odd that as far as my conversations went, no one really thought about this. Like, no one's brain went here. People's brain went to Anakin showing up again, or a Force ghost of Darth Vader showing up again, and like that kind of stuff. Like, Snoke was it, man, and everyone was like, "Oh, now that Snoke's gone, Kylo Ren has just got to be your big bad."
Yeah, unless you were gonna have a shot in the trailer of after Kylo Ren glues the helmet together, he also glues Snoke back together.
Well, now you're gonna have people that go, "Well, if Palpatine's back, that means Snoke can come back, huh? We're not done with Snoke
that
yet,
means
ladies
Darth
and
Maul
gentlemen."
can come back.
I mean,
What do you guys think? Weekend with Snoke.
Weekend at Snoke's.
Yeah, weekend at Snoke's boudoir.
Weekend at Bernie's, right? So you just
Yeah,
have
yeah.
Kylo Ren playing some music and
Oh,
half cut off Snoke just like dancing around.
Yeah. Okay, so real quick about the title. So that when Jenny and I watched it in the arena, the title came up and I instantly was just like, oh wait, The Rise of Skywalker. Okay. It was a little clunky for me, and it actually took me quite a while. Like I said, it's been over a week now since the trailer came out.
Yeah.
And the title has really grown on me now. I do really like it now, and I think in terms of concluding this tri-trilogy, the title fits, I think. And there's ambiguous nature to it. Like, we still don't know specifically how it fits into this one movie.
If it's going to be a metaphorical Skywalker that's rising. Because ultimately, I will say that's something that I kind of liked about 8, was the fact that Rey didn't come from a Skywalker
or any grand
lineage,
legacy family. Exactly.
I like the general point of, hey, you don't have to come from either extreme greatness or extreme evil to behave one way or the other. You make that choice as a person.
Yeah.
Correct, and I think that was cool as well, but JJ has come out already and said they're going to honor The Last Jedi, but there's more to it. So there could be more than just her being a nobody, but we don't know what that is.
Well, I don't know anything about that. That wasn't at the panel that we went to.
That came out in an article,
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, in terms of just the trailer, though, we gotta just look at what the trailer's giving us.
I just like to knock Kevin down a few pegs.
So anyway, the title took a little bit for me to get used to it. I do like it a lot now. I do think it doesn't roll off the tongue the easiest. I mean, I'm just starting now to get a little bit more used to it. The Rise of Skywalker.
You also have, through the trailer, you have to go out and you have to forge your own path. You have to be your own person. And then we get to Rise of Skywalker. And actually, the first time I watched it, I was like, well, if she has to forge her own path and be her own person, calling your movie Rise of character that's not Rey kind of feels counterintuitive.
It does.
And that's why I felt like, okay, maybe this is a metaphorical Rise of a Skywalker.
I think it will 100% be a metaphorical thing. And I am not the first person to say this, but I liked this idea that Rey does not have a last name as far as we know in this trilogy, and maybe she just decides to adopt the name Skywalker after.
That.
I think that would be a cool thing, and it still fits in terms of a name, but it also fits as a metaphor or just a personal choice to go in that direct. Like, this is how I want to be known type of thing.
I like that idea. That's the first time I've heard that one. I also like the idea, and again, I haven't come up with this one, that now that the Jedi have died out, this new wave of Jedi won't be called Jedi, but Skywalkers.
They'll be called, like, that pair of Skywalkers over there.
Yeah. So in that sense, it's not just one person, but more or less a group. So, but again, it's ambiguous. We don't know. Right now, it's making us think it's just the rise of a single person. Let's also keep in mind that Kylo Ren is technically a Skywalker as well. So it could be like, Return of the Jedi when Darth Vader returned to the light side. Kylo could also return to his Skywalker side.
Absolutely.
It could be a lot of things, but that's the fun thing, is to speculate.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, Jenny and I, in the room, it was electric, man. I think the crowd favorite outside of Palpatine's laugh was Lando.
Yeah, I was about to say.
It was the other laugh in the trailer, which was Billy D. Williams laughing his ass off while flying the Falcon. And he looks amazing. Yeah. Like, when he walked out on stage and Jenny and I looked at him, I was just kind of like, he doesn't act much anymore. He walks with a walking stick, and
he was struggling a bit.
He was struggling a bit with the high chairs they had. He was like sort of just like leaning against it because it was like too high, and I was just kind of concerned. But then they showed a still of him, and I was just like, oh my God, he looks like Lando. It looks incredible. And then we actually saw footage of him, and he looks fantastic. So I'm just really excited about that. That Rey's flip at the beginning, also a huge highlight for me, is it looks like this movie is really going to focus on, and JJ talked about it in the panel, but it's going to focus on our heroes on an adventure together. Poe, Finn, and Rey, and Chewbacca, and C-3PO,
BB-8.
BB-8, like they're on adventures together on multiple planets,
Which
too.
was something that really excited me, because overall I like The Last Jedi, but something that I think kind of hurts it on repeat viewings is they do split everyone the fuck up for the entire 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And so it is really nice to see.
Like the original trilogy did split up Han, Leia, and Luke in Chewbacca for parts, but every single movie had giant action scenes or adventure scenes where they were together. Like A New Hope, the whole movie. Empire Strikes Back, the whole opening at Hoth, they're all there together with that whole adventure. And then in Cloud City, they kind of cross paths again. And then Return of the Jedi, all of the Endor stuff, and Tatooine, like saving Han, that's all the team together, you know? And The Last Jedi, well, first of all, Force Awakens, Rey like really never meets Poe. It's really just Finn and Poe, and then Finn and Rey, which is great. It works great for that movie. Yeah. But The Last Jedi, it was just Rey and Luke and Kylo, like the entirety of the movie until the last moments when she hugs Finn and talks to Leia and says, "Hi, Poe, I'm Rey." And they're like, "Oh, yeah, I know. It's the second movie. I know." So I'm just ecstatic that they're going to be on an adventure together, and they seem like friends. Like these characters seem like they're friends and they care about each other, and that's what I want. I want to believe these characters care about each other as much as I believed Luke, Han, and Leia cared for each other. And I think that's something that it was kind of missing. I mean, even in The Last Jedi, Finn was off with Rose the whole time. I don't have that big of a problem with Rose as a lot of people do, but she was a brand new character, and I was kind of bummed that our main characters were divided to the corners of the galaxy.
Yeah.
Speaking of new characters, it's not in the trailer, but in the panel, one of the new characters of this episode showed up, and she will be known as Jannah, I believe.
I think it's Jannah or Jaina. Yeah,
Jannah or Jaina, but they showed a still from Rise of Skywalker, and she looks badass.
Yeah, super cool.
I know nothing about her character.
Because she wasn't in the trailer.
She wasn't in the trailer.
Yeah, we didn't get any footage.
She talked briefly. I'm very excited about it, and I can't wait to see what this new character brings. Hopefully it won't separate our team too much.
Yeah, and like that was really exciting to see that too. And then I don't know, Kevin, what were kind of your favorite moments, or if there was anything that you were just kind of like, that was kind of
Generally, I really like the jump over the ship, especially not having any context for it.
Like, we don't even know 100% that Kylo Ren is in that ship. Like, we can deduce, but there's no confirmation on that.
How cool would it be if it was Jar Jar? It doesn't matter who's in it. Much like it doesn't matter who Rey's parents are. It doesn't matter who's in that ship. It just matters that she's jumping over it, and it looks great.
It looks awesome, right?
Awesome. I really enjoyed Lando, actually. I didn't realize that I had that much of a connection to that character until I saw him on screen for the first time.
The look on his face is
he's just having a ball flying that
pure
Falcon.
Joy.
Yeah. To have like those little shots where like you see C-3PO. I know it is completely driven by nostalgia, but at the same time, I mean, they know how to use it, though.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And, dude, you should have heard the roar in the arena when Lando came on. It was the biggest reaction. Like, Rey jumping over the ship was amazing, but it was more like a slow build to people going, oh, yay, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But Lando was just like, people lost their minds. And it was completely deserved. It was exciting.
I lost my mind.
Yeah.
If I have reservations, I mean, I like the purpose that it serves in the trailer. That said, the practical of having the Emperor, it was pretty definitive he died in 6, though.
Yep.
And so it did, obviously we talked earlier about, like, potential theories and...
if Darth Maul can get cut in half and thrown way down a long corridor
chasm or whatever.
and come back with mechanical legs, like, I'm sure Palpatine could somehow survive. Now, granted, pretty sure he's dead and he's going to come back as a Force ghost, so I'm not holding my breath for a physical, embodiment of him.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like... what's dead, might never...
What's dead may never die. Jenny Greyjoy over here.
Yeah, sorry. I've been saying that all weekend because Game of Thrones, and Game of Thrones happened and the trailer, and I'm just like mixing up my things. But it fits.
But I saw Pet Sematary this week, and sometimes dead is better. So I will counter with that.
No.
Guys.
I will also say, to be fair, Darth Maul was extended universe. He came back.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the actual trilogy, I think that would be a pretty big first to, completely bring someone back.
Also,
I like to play devil's advocate.
Yes,
I don't expect like you said, I don't expect an embodiment of Palpatine. I expect a Force ghost, but...
Yeah. With Darth Maul, I mean, the planet of Naboo didn't blow up. The Death Star 2 blew up after Palpatine fell.
That's very true. Yes.
Again, the theorizing is the fun of this, and especially bringing in this kind of reveal. It blew everyone's mind, and that is such a fun thing that they were able to keep that secret, and everyone was able to experience it at the same time and theorize about it, whether you like it or not, because there are people out there who don't like that inclusion. I haven't talked to any of them in person. It's more like a minority online, but they're out there, and that's okay. Like, their opinions are warranted, but it's also important to realize that this is a teaser. It's hard to jump to conclusions about something you won't like when you don't know how it's going to be implemented, I think is important to keep in mind.
And to be fair, you know what? Disney and Lucasfilm is sitting at a point where this might be all we get. I don't even know if they will even release a full trailer because they don't need to.
They might go the Endgame route and just give us more teasers, but with just rotating shots or something.
Exactly. Like they really don't need to give us a trailer. I mean, they've already sold out movie theaters. And they waited this long to give us a teaser and a title. I feel like we might not even get a full trailer with any actual information. So, which I'm fine with.
I'd be fine with that too.
I want to go into this blind.
As blind as possible. I mean,
exactly.
We will still be watching trailers, it's a trailer podcast, you guys. We won't leave you hanging.
Sure. And if that's the mindset, I would appreciate that they keep it fairly ambiguous. Because, I'm going to see this thing regardless.
Yeah.
It might not win over anyone new, and I think that is kind of the downside to this style of trailer.
Well, and that's a fair point. Like, what's important to remember is this is a teaser for people that know the entire saga. There are fans out there who have only become Star Wars fans since Episode 7. And those people are probably watched this teaser, and their excitement was building and building and building, and then all of a sudden it gets to the laugh, and they go, "Is that Snoke?" Like, I thought it sounded like Snoke. Like, I've watched 100 reaction videos. They don't
legit,
not 100, but a lot. I've watched a lot of them, and a lot of people are reacting with, "Is that Snoke?" Because they clearly don't watch or revere the prequels as much as I do, or remember Return of the Jedi.
Well, and this is good because all those people that are just 7 and 8 fans or became fans, now they have a reason to go back and watch the original.
Sure.
It's pretty genius, actually.
But
it's pretty
my
genius.
point is that this teaser alone is mostly for the people who are already familiar with Palpatine.
Yeah.
People who are just in on 7 and 8, and like that's all they know of Star Wars right now. this teaser almost isn't for them. Like, even the parallels of the opening of this teaser parallel the very first teaser for The Phantom Menace with, like, that title card thing that said, every generation has a legend.
Oh, that's a wicked pull. I didn't catch that.
Well, it's with desert shots. It's a pod racer going across the desert at the same, like, eye level that Kylo Ren's TIE Fighter is. So there is references to everything Star Wars that saga fans, this teaser was for them, first and foremost.
Yes.
And I think later trailers will be more focusing on this trilogy alone and getting people in on the ground floor who might not know who Palpatine is. They might hold their hand a little bit more in future trailers. Maybe. I don't need it, but they might go that direction.
I don't necessarily think that this teaser is only for the people who are like
no,
who have seen
it's
them
not
all.
only for it's just
I know that. I'm just saying, like, I think even the 7 and 8 fans will still love this trailer, and even if they're confused about the cackling laugh at the end, I still think it gives them reason to go back. That's why I'm saying it's genius, because it's like their friend is going to tell them, oh, this is Emperor Palpatine. They're going to go, who's that? It's like, well, let me show you. Insert episodes 1 through 6.
Sure.
Binge watching.
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like most people are just like 7 and 8 want to see a good finale for this 3-movie trilogy.
Sure.
What's nice is JJ did promise it'll work as a finale for just this 3-movie trilogy and the saga as a whole, which means he will have to explain who Palpatine is. They're really going to need to be explained, like, what this is, why this was a big deal. Anyway, yeah, so that's kind of my thought process on that. Yeah, but that's basically most of my thoughts on this teaser trailer of Star Wars. But now we're down to the most important part of the episode, guys, and I definitely didn't forget about it. And we're going to give our rating for Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. And who wants to go first?
I will.
Jenny, go first.
Need to see.
I love it. Kevin, you go first.
Need to see.
Kevin, you go second.
You will be going first.
Oh my God, you threw me off, man. I am the weak-minded here. What? I'm sorry, what did you give it?
I need to see.
Need to see. Those are need to see for James too.
Oh, okay. Hey, there we go.
Triple need to see. Cheers to everyone. Yeah. Cheers to the Force, to the Skywalkers, to Rey, to Palpatine, to all of the Star Wars fans out there. Thank you for everything. And that's our episode, right? That's it. We covered everything. We didn't leave anything out. Don't at me if I did. So,
all right. Well, if you would like to at James anyway, you can do that on Twitter at TrailerHitchPod. If you would also like to berate James, you can do that on our Instagram at TrailerHitchPodcast. Or you can also find us on Facebook. If you search Trailer Hitch Kevin James, you can find us there as well.
Excellent name.
Or you can hit us up via email once again at trailerhitchmailbox@gmail.com. If you heard this episode and you are charmed by it and would like to hear more, don't worry, you can do that on iTunes. Search for us there. If you enjoy the show, please rate our show, subscribe, give us your thoughts, give us our feedback. We heard from people for the Star Wars trailer. Now just do that, but for other trailers and for this. Or if you're like, I want to go on a site that monetizes things. Good news, we're on YouTube. If you just search Trailer Hitch Podcast on YouTube, we got a full channel there. Feel free to comment on there as well.
Absolutely.
Yes, please comment and subscribe and like it. I run it, so please do it just for me.
That's right, and we'll give you shout-outs, too, if you comment and say anything about the show, anything at all.
Feel free to, tell us you love it, you hate it, whatever. We'll take it.
We should do the thank yous, but before our usual thank yous, again, big thank you to all the people that helped in the montage, and we'll tag you in whatever thing you wanted to be tagged in with the show, but thank you very much. Kevin, who else do we have to thank?
We're going to be thanking Danny Schmitz from Lost in a Name for the amazing intro song you hear. We'd also like to shout out Rachel Ashley, who does the amazing cover art that you see on iTunes and you see on YouTube. You can find her work at Mighty Creations on Instagram. And hey, speaking of social media, we'd like to thank Jenny Hoks, our Bad Movie and Social Media Correspondent.
Who?
That's me.
That's Jenny.
hey, thank you. We would also like to thank Casey Clowers for the amazing outro, which you will hear momentarily, unless James has something to add.
That's all I got, man. I left it all on the field on this episode.
Okay,
so I think
Jenny, any final thoughts?
Thank you.
Any further theories?
No, none that I will share. I've got a lot of theories, but I'll keep them to myself.
You can't mount holy sails without a sailor stitch, and you can't haul your stuff without a trailer hitch. Trailer hitch.
So yeah, it was, we loved Star Wars Celebration. For us, it was a once-in-a-lifetime thing because...
because
it was our first time, but it's probably also our last time.
Yeah, we're not convention.
Yeah, what I found out,
okay.
yeah, we don't do well there.
We're too old and tired.
It's not enough to go and just love Star Wars. Because I love Star Wars just as much as anyone else there. You also have to love conventions, and I don't think we love conventions.
What specifically about the convention?
Just the waiting, and I don't know.
For me, it's I can handle the crowd. I can handle buying stuff. It's the waiting in line. You know, our first day, we waited in line for 7 hours.
For a gift shop.
For essentially an exclusive gift shop, which was awesome, but not worth it.
Oh, no, not worth it.
That's a day.
Yeah, that's
just don't wait in line for 7 hours.
Everything has a line.
Just be like Ray and jump over everything.